efficiency with keyboard shortcuts and search techniques. So let's jump straight into it. I'm going to turn off my camera and share my screen with you. So just give me a sec to get ready. We'll get that screen sharing happening. All right, here we are. So hopefully you should all see that on my screen right now. Just got a Google search window open. So Google Chrome window open, sorry. So where I want to start with some keyboard shortcuts for Chrome, particularly around working with tabs. So even before I jump into that though, like why would you want to use keyboard shortcuts is a really good question. In terms of efficiency, they save you time. So using the mouse tends to be a lot slower than actually using the keyboard. So there is sort of some data to suggest that you could save between 2 to 5 seconds on common tasks by using your keyboard instead of your mouse. So if you think about how long you spend on a computer every day, if you save 2 to 5 seconds on common tasks, how much that would add up to over a year, probably quite a lot of time. So with that context in mind, let's have a look how to do working with some tabs. So first one is really simple and it's about opening a new tab in Chrome. So I'm on a Windows device, so I'm going to use Control a lot of the time in my keyboard shortcuts. But for you guys on a Mac listening, Command would be what you would mostly use instead of that. Chromebook is going to be Control as well. All right, so just simply Control-T opens a new tab, nice and easy, instead of actually going up and clicking the plus. If you want to close a tab, Control-W will close that tab. Now, my absolute favorite one is the next one I'm going to show you. And this always gets a really good response in workshops as well. So if you've ever had that situation where you have closed a tab and then gone, oh no, I needed that, and now I'm going to have to go and reopen it again, and what was it? So if you do that, you need to know the keyboard shortcut, Control-Shift-T. So on a Mac, that would be Command-Shift-T. So what Control-Shift-T does is actually open the last tab you close. So I'm going to close this one here, and I'm going to do Control-Shift-T, and you'll see, voila, it opens up again. And what's really cool about this is, let's say I was to close like 3 or 4 of them, I could keep pushing Control-Shift-T and it's going to keep opening those ones that I've just closed. And you'll actually get up to 10 opens, if you like, or 10 reopens. It will work 10 times. So that's super, super cool. So other things you can do. If you're a Windows user, you're probably familiar with the keyboard shortcut Alt-Tab, which kind of lets you switch between windows. So there's something similar you can do here in Chrome, which is actually Control-Tab. And what that does is actually just move forward between your different tabs. So it's really good, particularly like when you're copying and pasting or quickly switching between a couple of things, you can use Control-Tab. So that moves forward between the tabs. If you want to move backwards, so the other direction, you can actually do Control-Shift-Tab and that will go the other way. So you can see I'm toggling backwards. Now, let's say you've got a few tabs open and again, like you might be copying and pasting or something like that, or moving between a couple. You can also use Control or again, Command on a Mac, and the number of the tab you want to switch to. So if I do like Control-1, it's going to go to the first tab. Control-2 will go to the second. Control-5 will go to the 5th tab. Control-7 will go to the 7th. So you can use that really clever shortcut to move between them as well. Now I'm just thinking, I think on the Mac, the Control-Shift-Tab, I think it is actually Control-Shift-Tab on a Mac, not Command-Shift-Tab, but I could be wrong on that. So if there's somebody at Mac user who's testing it right now and popping into the chat, feel free. So, all right, so let's have a look at some other ones here. Control plus and Control minus are good ones. And what they actually do is they zoom in the page. So you can see I'm doing Control plus right now, and it's actually zooming in. Control minus zooms out again. Now, I haven't come across people that have used this accidentally and they'll be having super zoomed in or super tiny. Now, the way you know you've used it even accidentally is that there's a little magnifying glass up here in the search box or the Omni box. So you can also click on that and click reset and it will take it back to normal. But Control plus, Control minus. All right, now another one that I really like is this one. So if you want to open a link in a new tab, so if I hold the control, so if I just click on this one, right, it's going to open in the same window. But what about if I want to leave this open and open that link in a tab next door? So what I do is hold Control, or again Command on a Mac, and actually click on that link, and it will open it in the new tab without taking the focus there as well. So this is good if I'm working down a site and I want to open quite a few things. I can just use that Control click and then open them all up in separate tabs. So that one I really like. A few others. So let's just say you're in Gmail or Google Docs or something like that, and you want to create a link. So if I say, please click here, let's say I wanted to make that word here a link. So tip 2 on Windows, and not sure of this one on Mac, so any Mac users, again, feel free to pop in about this one. If I hold Shift and then use my arrow keys, I can actually highlight words without having to use my mouse. So you'll see on the recording, my mouse isn't actually moving at all. I'm just holding Shift down and using my arrow keys to highlight the word here. So I keep pushing the arrow until the whole word is highlighted. Now, the shortcut I want to show you is Windows Control K, Mac Command K. So Control K will actually open the box that I can pop a link in now. So I could type in my link or paste it or something like that. So I use that one all the time. So a couple more. Control D will actually do a bookmark for you, which is super cool. And then you can go up if you want to and use your mouse and choose where it is. Command D again on a Mac. Or this one I really love, Control or Command Shift D will actually create a new folder and put all of the open tabs you've got in that folder as bookmarks. So if you've been doing some like looking research or something or some shopping and you want to save all the tabs you've got open in one folder in your bookmarks, Control Shift D. Okay, so I could go on, but I'm going to just put a couple more in and then we're going to jump into some quick search techniques. So Control J on Windows or Command Shift J on Mac. So it is slightly different on Mac. What that will do will open up a new tab of all the files you've downloaded, which is really cool if you can't find something you've downloaded. And then one, I'm going to do a shout out to my lovely colleague Donna because she loves this so much and I need to show it for everyone, is that on Windows, if you do the Windows key and the full stop, it will open the emoji keyboard, which Donna loves to use emojis, so you can pop emojis in anything. If you're on a Mac, it's Control plus Command plus spacebar. All right, so there's keyboard shortcuts done. I've got 2 minutes. I'm quickly going to show you a couple of Google techniques, search techniques. So a couple of things, if you are in the Google search box, and I'm going to do a search for dogs because I love dogs. Here we go. So you've done a search. If you want to access advanced search options, you can go to your tools here and you're going to get a few options there. Things like time is really good. You just want to see dogs from the past week. You can filter results and just see all the dog results from the last week. You can also go into settings and go into advanced search from here. And in here, you can be a little bit more specific. So for example, if I wanted to see dogs, but I didn't want to see results from Pinterest, spell that right, you can pop that in the none of these words. Checking my spelling, click advanced search. So you'll see now it's actually doing dog results, but taking everything out from Pinterest. And if you want to see the shortcut for that, you can just type dogs like minus Pinterest in the top and it will exclude that from search results. Great if you want to get rid of sort of social media, you could put any kind of key term in there. Okay, so that one's a normal search. Now I've got 1 minute to wrap up. So with a Google image search, let's say if I'm doing dogs again, really good tip in here is up the top again, you've got your little tools. And you can choose the size of the image you're looking for, the color, and really importantly, usage rights. So to make sure you're only getting Creative Commons images, so you can choose to be labeled for reuse or non-commercial reuse. You can also do a type of image. You might want an animated GIF, clip art, etc. So I've got one last thing to show you. So this is going to be a shout out to my colleague Lara. So you can do reverse image searches. So if you've got an image and you want to see if that image exists on Google Image Search, great for like checking people out and stuff, you can just drag the image in this box. So Lara has kindly donated a beautiful image of her doggy Huxley. So I've got that sitting on my desktop and I'm just going to drag and drop it into this box here. It just quickly uploads it and it's now doing a reverse image search on the dog. So in just a moment, like I'm right at my 10-minute mark, so we're really hoping that this is going to come through quickly. we are going to see, hopefully, there you go. So that was the original image of Huxley that I uploaded. Here's visually similar ones. So even if it won't find the exact image, it will find similar ones for you. So there you go, 10 minutes of tips. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to come back tomorrow, Adrian, my colleague, is on tomorrow and he's going to do some Microsoft Teams tips for great workflow. So there you go. I'll quickly stop sharing and I will pop my camera on to wave goodbye to you all. Thank you for watching. See you next time.